What's up, guys? Going over our week 11 recaps. We're looking at Shawn versus Daniel. Daniel with a really solid win here, winning by over 50 points. Really huge win. So let's look at Shawn's team first. Shawn had Lamar Jackson with a really decent game here, just because of his rushing. And then he has 2 passing touchdowns, so really solid by him. Devontae Adams looks really good ever since they fired Josh McDaniels, and since Aiden McConnell has been playing, he's basically been targeting Adams after the Josh McDaniels firing. So really solid stat line here. Jamar Chase, he does get saved with a garbage time touchdown, but basically, if you own anyone in this Cincinnati offense, your ceiling is really capped without Joe Burrow. So lucky that you get that touchdown there just to kind of save your game. Aaron Jones there with a knee injury here. Doesn't sound like they're going to be placing him on IR. They're optimistic that it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but he's still probably going to miss time. So look for it to be AJ Dillon there for the running backs in Green Bay. Kareem Hunt here, a really weird split where Jerome Ford gets the usage in the first half and then gets nothing in the second half, and then it's Kareem Hunt. So still really confusing there what Kevin Stefanski is doing. Not a big Kevin Stefanski fan, but yeah, so we'll see going forward there with Cleveland. Mark Andrews looks like he fractured I believe it was his tibia. So a slight fracture there. They are not putting him on IR. So I guess they're hopeful that he comes back in time. Maybe for the playoffs, I guess. But at this point, whether they put him on IR or not, he's out. For fantasy purposes, you could probably drop him. Looking over here at Mike Evans, an okay game. He was saved by a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, decent stat line here. But again, it's going to be a rushing roulette with whoever scores. It's either going to be Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, or Brandon Ayuk. We know that CMC is guaranteed for a touchdown virtually every game. So looking over at the bench here, you had Taylor on bye. Nothing else really. I mean, Elijah Moore, but you're not really going to play him. So big news here. If Dante Foreman is out with an injury, look for Khalil Herbert now to finally get his maybe number 1 spot here. It's still going to be a committee there because they do still have Rashawn Johnson, who should be healthy now. So at least he made that trade there. I saw trading away Thielen for Ferguson, so really smart after the Andrews injury and the trade deadline. Really solid tight end pickup there. Going over to Daniel's team, Daniel had Kyler Murray, had a decent game here. Cooper Kupp with an injury right there. We'll see. I mean, I think it was a low ankle sprain. But yeah, so I mean, don't know how long he's going to be out for here. Let's look and see. I believe was diagnosed with low right ankle sprain. So yep, it's still, at this point, we'll see how long they rest him. I'm assuming at least this week he's not going to play, especially against Arizona. Pretty easy matchup it should be against, for the Rams. Thielen right here, a pretty solid pickup there. Didn't trade much because you already have Kittle, so that was a smart move on your part, Daniel, to get something for basically your backup tight end there. Barkley really solid. Interesting to see that his 2 touchdowns were receiving touchdowns, so Good for him. Tony Pollard finally scores a touchdown. I believe this is his first touchdown since week 1. So we'll see. Look for them to continue to try and feed him the ball, especially if they're in the playoffs. They're going to try and look to get more use from that running game to have more of a balanced approach, I would think. It would behoove them to do that before playoffs. George Kittle, really solid stat line here. 8 receptions, 89 receiving yards, and a touchdown. So solid for him. James Cook, really solid here. He has a receiving touchdown. And then the 73 rushing yards. So even with Latavius Murray getting work there, really solid from James Cook. Singletary continues to be solid here. Against Arizona, he has 2 receptions. He has a rushing touchdown, and then over 100 yards, so you get the bonus points there. Looking at the bench here, I did see that Rashee Rice pickup for you, Daniel. It's going to still be a Russian roulette between Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman, and Travis Kelce at that point. So still hit or miss there on that passing core there. Looking over, Jaylen Warren, really nice game here, but Steelers do fire Matt Canada, so I wonder if Najee Harris is going to get a lot more usage here, and if they rely on him as an every down back, basically, given the Steelers' past penchant to use one back versus a committee. So it'll be interesting. Warren definitely deserves playing time just because he's so good at catching. Tyson Chandler here, really decent stat line here, especially being used as a receiver. And Alexander Madison is still, he's healthy enough to play this game. It'll be interesting to see how their splits go moving forward. Brock Purdy here, he left 26 points on the bench. Really solid, but at this point, a really good solid choice to, have to make between Kyler Murray and Brock Purdy. But that's going to be it for this Week 11 recap. Congratulations, Daniel, on the win. And, now it's really tightening up the playoff race. The rankings are really starting to tighten up, and it should be exciting to see who finishes where towards the end of the season going into playoffs. Congratulations, Daniel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.